Hey guys, check it out. You're watching Jonathan Clarke on YouTube. Oh no! And so everybody lived happily ever after. I think that is a phrase we have heard far too often over the years, and I think that we should do something about that. Now we should do something about that is we should encourage fans of Descendants and Zombies that this story is far from over, because it is. I think that this story has so many chapters left to be written for us to be a part of and to enjoy as fans of Descendants and Zombies, because there are far too many critics uploading videos about Descendants and Zombies with their thoughts in them about Kylie Cantrell, Dove Cameron, and I've seen and heard it all. So because I've seen and heard it all, I know what it's like to be each and every one of you. I know what it's like to live in a really big universe where it seems like you don't even exist, or nobody's really paying attention to you and how you feel about Descendants and Zombies. And I just wanted to be that guy to upload videos for you guys about Descendants and Zombies that actually made sense, about a person who could actually tell you why he was a fan of Descendants and Zombies, how the music made him feel inspired, how the script was so powerful, the characters were beautiful. For whatever reason you were a fan of Descendants and Zombies, I want you guys to know I think it's cool, and I think there's nothing wrong with being a fan of whatever you're a fan of. Probably it's another Disney franchise like High School Musical, Phineas and Ferb. I have a lot of Phineas and Ferb and Tangled fans who have subscribed to this YouTube channel, but for whatever reason you're a fan of Disney or Nickelodeon, I want to let you guys know there's nothing wrong with it, and I'm your host of Descendants and Zombies for the rest of my life, because I've decided to dedicate my life to uploading Descendants and Zombies videos for the people who think this is incredible, because this has been an incredible journey that your girls have had me on for the last 10 years. I've had the honor of meeting so many wonderful people. I've just haven't had the honor bestowed upon me to talk about Descendants and Zombies, which is a gift in its own right. I've had the honor of meeting so many wonderful people for their passions, and together we've shared in that same passion that has made us that much closer and made us the best of friends. And I think friendships are the most beautiful thing that has happened because of Descendants and Zombies. I've seen it for years, how people have become the best of friends because of Descendants and Zombies, because they understand each other. They reach a mutual understanding of how they feel about Descendants and Zombies. And I think that's wonderful. I think it's wonderful how somebody always subscribes to this YouTube channel and lets me know how they feel about Descendants and Zombies by hitting my like button. Because I know what it's like to be somebody who's a fan of a franchise, wishing the franchise and the moments it's created and that you've been a part of could last for forever. And I think if I had a stopwatch, I would freeze time just to go back and relive the ascension of Descendants and Zombies to the top of the Disney Billboard charts because of the music, because of the script. I mean, it was a whole lot of fun witnessing the premiere of Descendants back on July 31st, 2015. I never thought it would come as far as what it did and get to this point, but it's received so much severity, and I think it's because of the reviews of the fans. It had nothing to do with the critics and how they felt about Descendants and Zombies, because all critics do are upload reviews of Descendants and Zombies on YouTube to put tears in the eyes of somebody who's a fan. And I want to let you guys know that I get that, and I just want to upload videos about Descendants and Zombies because I want to have fun talking about the franchises that have forever and always held a special place in your hearts. You've reserved special places in your hearts for Descendants and Zombies, and it's been an honor for me to be your voice of Descendants and Zombies, because somewhere out there in this universe tonight, there is a girl who just wants to watch the best Descendants and Zombies videos that she can find, and she can hit your like button because of and possibly subscribe to your YouTube channel. I never know how much of a reach these videos are ever going to have, but every single time somebody hits my subscribe button over the period of 48 hours, it's really an incredible feeling for me, because it makes me feel as if I might have inspired somebody through the videos that I've uploaded, because I feel very passionate about Kylie Cantrell and Dove Cameron. There's never no denial coming from me about that, because I saw the passion in Dove Cameron's heart and how she brought that character Mel to life. Dove Cameron had this unique ability to have character traits separate every character that she ever played for Disney Channel or a Disney Channel original movie. And then from out of nowhere, here comes Kylie Cantrell following in her footsteps and does a phenomenal job inspiring millions of people and making you feel as if you're a part of the Descendants franchise. And I think everybody, at some point or another in their lifetime, through being a fan of Descendants and Zombies, wished that they could have been a part of the Descendants franchise, and they had the opportunity this past summer because of the Worlds Collide tour. The ticket prices started at $200. It was quite expensive, but even though it was quite expensive, I think it was an expense that you didn't mind spending it on, because it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and I agree with everything that Disney did to promote it. I think they did a fabulous job. Disney has a way of promoting things to make it seem so intriguing, and I get that. But the one thing I noticed about all the reviews of the Worlds Collide tour were that people couldn't say enough bad things about it in the way of a review. It was almost as if they loved criticizing things, but when I think about it, that's what a critic prides himself on, is getting reactions of the people who watch their videos. So say if they have 15,000 subscribers and they upload a video with criticism about Clarke and Trell, people are going to watch that video because they too want to hear criticism about Clarke and Trell. I don't ever want to have to do that. I think that if you're going to upload videos about Clarke and Trell, at least say something nice about her, because there's somebody watching your video who loves Clarke and Trell, and when I see tears in Clarke and Trell's eyes, it honestly breaks my heart. Everything from her political point of view to her relationship status has ended up in conversations. What business do people have knowing about Clarke and Trell's relationship status or political point of view? I've never cared if Clarke and Trell was a Donald Trump supporter or not. I've never cared about Clarke and Trell's political point of view. What I've cared about is Clarke and Trell having fun and entertaining each and every one of you and being a part of something special. Something she had forever and always wanted to be a part of and dreamed of being a part of ever since 9 years old. And Descendants provided her with the chance and the opportunity to do that. Ever since she got that call from Disney, I've seen her have so many reoccurring roles, and I know how it goes. They sprinkle you everywhere on a Disney Channel show, introducing you to a global audience. Once you come off as a success, they give you a bigger opportunity. And Descendants and High School Musical provided Clarke and Trell with that chance. So why can't we just be supportive of her? Why can't we just support how Clarke and Trell feels? Because God gave her a voice to use, and if she can't use that voice, then it defeats the purpose of her ever even trying to use it. And I've just wanted to be a part of this as a fan. I wanted to be a fan just like each and every one of you. I've been a fan of it for forever, and I feel like I've been a part of something special for forever, and I just want to keep on being a fan. Because to be honest with each and every one of you, I don't know what's coming next for Descendants. I don't know what's going to happen from one moment to the next, but I think that's what's so fun about being a fan, is that you can offer your predictions, you can offer your theories, because we don't know what the consequences of time travel are going to be. All we know is that Red's going to have a sister. But it will illustrate how important family is to everyday life, and sometimes how we underappreciate the value that goes with a family and a sibling, or how precious time actually is, because time never fails to run out. It's all about how much time we are allocated and how we spend it. You know, if I was in position of a stopwatch, I think I would freeze time just to go back and witness the rise and popularity of Descendants all over again, because I would have the honor of meeting each and every one of you again. There's always been something about me wanting to go back in time, and I've heard stories about how Clarke and Trell feels so inspired by the 90s, and I had the honor of growing up in the 1990s, and I've often wanted to go back in time with Clarke and Trell to allow her the chance to experience it. Because I think that if you're going to talk about Clarke and Trell, you should understand Clarke and Trell, or at least make an effort to understand how she feels. I've seen way too many interviews where people ask the same 15 questions to people like Clarke and Trell and Meg Donnelly all the time, and they're pretty much blinking their eyes because they've been asked these same 15 questions over and over again. I've always believed that if you're going to conduct an interview, you should conduct an interview from your heart and make it feel like it's a conversation happening between two people who are the best of friends, who've known each other for their entire lives. Because if you do it that way, then it becomes more fun, and you're more appreciative of the interview that you drop on your podcast, and that's what I've always tried to do. You will never see me with a cue card in front of me or a piece of paper, because I never prepare anything. And I never know what I'm going to say when it comes to Descendants and Zombies. I don't know what's inside of this vortex, this thing, as much as each and every one of you do. But I do know that the futures of Freya, Sky, and Clarke and Trell have never shined more brighter than ever before, because of their stars never seeming to fade. Freya Sky is going on tour. Tickets go on sale on October 30th, local time in your area, and I hope you guys have a fun time at the Freya Sky concerts, because this is something that Freya Sky fans have been demanding, have been asking for, and it's been in popular demand for quite some time, so it will make you feel as if the Worlds Collide Tour is happening all over again. And if the performances that Freya Sky gave us at the Worlds Collide Tour are any indication, this is going to be something that I'm going to be really excited about, and I look forward to all the videos of her performances, because of the energy being at an all-time high, how unpredictable Freya Sky is, and how she makes you feel as if you're a part of something special, lost in a moment. Because I really do believe in the performance of Gold's Gone, she really did get lost in a moment, and I was waiting for her to have an emotional breakdown on stage. I love this so much about the emotional breakdowns of Kylie and Freya, not to criticize them, but to support them, because it shows them how much each and every single moment they spend with each and every one of you at the Worlds Collide Tour or concerts about themselves mean to them. And that's why I always wanted to be a part of the Worlds Collide Tour and be in the crowd, just to experience the energy in every venue that was sold out. There was a reason why the Worlds Collide Tour was sold out. It was because you guys were very passionate about who and what you believed in. And because you know everything there is to know about Descendants and Zombies, nobody has any business uploading a video criticizing the stars that you grew up idolizing, you thought of as heroes, that you felt inspired by. I've really believed that if you're going to talk about your favorite stars, that's what you should do. You should talk about your favorite stars in the way that they were forever and always meant to be talked about, and profile them with a certain prestige. Because I feel like when you're watching Descendants of Zombies videos, you're probably watching the same 4 or 5 videos about Descendants of Zombies all the time, because the other 500 videos that are uploaded really make no sense to you whatsoever, because the majority of them are AI. You never know who's hosting the video, who made the video, and how they really feel about Descendants of Zombies. Because I'll tell you right now, every video that you're watching is just pre-typed text with an AI voice and making you believe what they want you to believe and think about Descendants of Zombies. What you think is what matters about Descendants of Zombies, and is the reason behind everything that will happen for Descendants of Zombies will happen. It's not about how a critic thinks it should go, or how a critic feels about it, and how they feel about Clarke and Trell and Ruby Rose Turner and Malia Baker, and how this happened for the franchise and that happened for the franchise. It's about these everyday conversations that you have with your friends, how you feel about collecting the Descendants dolls and the merchandise, because I think that's really cool. You know, years ago I used to collect wrestling action figures, and I know that sounds really stupid, but I used to collect wrestling action figures because I thought wrestling action figures and wrestlers themselves were superheroes. Nothing could ever hurt them. Hulk Hogan, The Ultimate Warrior, Shawn Michaels, The Undertaker, some of my all-time favorites, Stone Cold Steve Austin, and The Rock. I thought they were superheroes, and I thought nothing could ever hurt them, so I collected hundreds of wrestling action figures, and I still have them to this very day. The same logic applies to you collecting Descendants dolls. You collect Descendants dolls because you feel inspired by them. You think it's cool. You think it's cool dressing up as your favorite characters every year on Halloween, and I think that's cool too. I get really excited every year on Halloween when a girl shows up dressed up as her favorite Descendants character, trying to get me to guess who they are. Hey, Jonathan Clarke, who do you think I am? Guess who I am? You know, it's really fun. And I think that the more encouragement that we offer to people, inspiring them to continue on believing in these franchises, these stories are far from over, as opposed to saying, okay, they've made enough Descendants of Zombies movies, they got to stop. The question is, why do they got to stop? When there are so many characters that have not seen their introduction into the franchise, why do they have to stop writing books? For those of you who don't know, there's already a new book in development for the Descendants franchise. I don't know what the name of it is, but I'm excited to find out what it is, just like each and every one of you, because I'm a fan. You know, I've read all the 4 Descendants books. There's so much of a story left to be told about Jabberwockies and Red's love interest and her life, and come to think of it, Kylie Control's life looks really cool. You know, she seems like she's living life to the fullest, and that's exactly what I want to see have happen for her. I don't want to see videos of her crying every night on YouTube. The reason for that is because so many people are uploading videos of criticism. Everything about Kylie Control's political point of view that has no business being in a conversation, her relationship, just because she believes that her past relationship doesn't deserve to be talked about or mentioned. We got to respect that. And we got to let Kylie Control know that everything is going to be okay. And that's all I've ever wanted to do in these videos. I wanted to let you guys know that everything is going to be okay when it comes to your favorite stars and how you feel about them. Because how you feel about them is what matters. Because you outshine any criticism they encounter. And that's what makes making all these videos worth it. You know, I wouldn't make these videos if I didn't have thousands of people who support these videos and love them so much. Because I know there is somebody out there that just wants to watch the best Descendants videos ever. That's why I upload them. And you guys show your love and support every single time that a video finds its way out into the algorithm, because you guys are basically that YouTube algorithm. You're the reason why all the times you click on the like button or you hit the subscribe button, you affect that algorithm. So that somebody out there who loves Descendants of Zombies videos can find these videos and find time in appreciating them. Because of you, this YouTube channel happens. Because of you, this YouTube channel exists. Because of you, I exist. And everybody on YouTube knows who Jonathan Clarke on YouTube is now more than ever before. Because I'll be honest with you, years ago nobody knew who I was. I was just a wrestling journalist that used to talk about pro wrestling all the time on a YouTube show. On a YouTube channel nobody had ever heard tell of in their life. And now I'm talking about pop culture and Disney and Descendants, and because of you, more people on YouTube know who Jonathan Clarke on YouTube is than ever before. And if there's one thank you I have to throw out every single time, it's each and every one of you, because there's an appreciation that goes with talking about Descendants of Zombies. And if you don't show up with that appreciation for Kylie Control and Meg Donnelly and everything they do, then it defeats the purpose of you ever uploading a video, because you got to think about the person watching the video and how she thinks the video should go and how she feels about Descendants of Zombies, because if she feels about Descendants of Zombies overshadows how I may feel about it, because I'm just a journalist. But rest assured, I'm just as big of a fan of Descendants of Zombies as each and every one of you. I've seen all these videos that you watch about how people have zombies and Descendants posters as part of their backdrop for their YouTube videos. I think that's cool. But do these people ever tell you why they are a fan of Descendants of Zombies? I don't think so. I haven't really heard anybody offer an explanation as to why they're a fan of Descendants of Zombies. You know, I thought the music in Descendants of Zombies was really cool. I thought that opening dance number for Zombies in 2018, This Is Going to Be My Year, really set the tone for what would be an incredible year, because it was February of 2018. I was coming off the most sucktacular Valentine's Day of my lifetime, and I was looking for something to feel inspired by. So lo and behold, I found this horror sci-fi like musical, Zombies. I said, okay, cool. And I sat down and I watched it after having the worst Valentine's Day of my lifetime, and I was like, this is so awesome. And I just kept watching it and watching it and watching it year after year, and I had the time of my life. Loving something that each and every one of you loved and that we shared a passion in together. We met each other and we became the best of friends because of it. I think seeing this happen every day gives you a greater appreciation for the videos that you upload and you talk about all the time, because if you show up and you talk about it and you're on point, more people will appreciate how you feel about Descendants of Zombies than the people who upload videos just for the point of criticizing something because they can get reactions out of people who want to hear criticism too. And that's the only reason why people upload videos with criticism in them, because they know people are YouTubing videos to find criticism. And when they finally get the reactions that they want from you, who are fans of Descendants of Zombies, then their mission is complete. Enemy defeated. But I think that if we come together and we outshine all the criticism that's been directed towards Meg Donnelly, Kylie Cantrell, Dove Cameron for forever, I think that we definitely leave an everlasting impression on the hearts of people who have been Descendants of Zombies fans, which is something I like to believe I do every single time I upload a video. Because I think if you're going to upload a video about Descendants of Zombies, then one should upload a video about Descendants of Zombies and be very appreciative of being a fan of a franchise that people grew up watching. Because I know you grew up watching Descendants of Zombies. No, I grew up in a very different generation that was prided by Hannah Montana, High School Musical, Phineas and Ferb. Very different from the generation of new. But the generation of new are far more respectful than ever before. So because the generation of new are far more respectful than ever before and know more than they're ever given credit for, the least we can do as YouTube creators are upload videos that you can feel inspired by, that you can run away because of something special being seen in the video. Hey, Jonathan Clarke thinks I'm cool because I'm a Descendants of Zombies fan, so I'm going to be a Descendants of Zombies fan and watch it for the rest of my life. And if that's how you perceive it, and that's what you believe, then hold on to that. Have a special place forever and always reserved for Descendants of Zombies in your heart, and keep on believing in it for just a little while longer. Because rest assured, this story is far from over, even if it doesn't happen until 2028, which means, come to think of it, I might have to upload Descendants of Zombies videos for the rest of my life. And if I have to upload Descendants of Zombies videos for the rest of my life, then I have no problem with that, because what else am I going to do? Upload cooking videos and videos of me playing video games? I don't want to have to do that. I don't ever want to have to do that. I want to talk about Descendants of Zombies for the rest of my life with each and every one of you, man, because I see the passion inside of your hearts, and I appreciate you for being a fan of Descendants of Zombies. Come to think of it, I don't even know if I've prepared a meal in my life. I don't even know if I know how to cook. So uploading cooking videos is something that's not going to happen anytime soon on this YouTube channel. I don't know if any of you out there know how to cook, but I certainly don't. So I think that talking about my passions for Disney and Nickelodeon seem to be right where my heart is, and wherever your heart is about Descendants of Zombies, I think it's cool if I have the opportunity to be a full-time YouTube creator and upload Descendants of Zombies videos for the people who have appreciated Descendants of Zombies for however long you've been a fan of the franchises. Even if you're a new fan of Descendants of Zombies, welcome to the show. Welcome to the product. And I think you're going to have a fun time being a fan of Descendants of Zombies, and you will be far more appreciative of being a fan than perhaps ever before. That's all I've ever wanted to do. Guys, thank you so much for allowing me to have been your voice of Descendants of Zombies. One should believe that this story is far from over, because there is still so much more of a story to be told. And to be honest with each and every one of you, I am incredibly excited to be a part of this for the foreseeable future. So if you would do me the honor of allowing me to be your voice of Descendants of Zombies for just a little while longer, I promise I will do right by you, and I will show justification and honor your favorite stars the way they were forever and always meant to be honored, because I think that's the best way to proceed this and approach this for everybody who ever said they were a fan of Descendants of Zombies. Guys, seriously, thank you so much. If you have not subscribed to this YouTube channel, I think you're probably going to want to think about doing that, because I have a lot to say where Descendants of Zombies goes, and far better reviews to drop in my archives than probably anybody who's ever uploaded Descendants of Zombies video on YouTube to begin with. Because I think that Kylie Cantrell is beautiful, I think Ruby is beautiful, I think Malia is beautiful, and I think their stars have never shined brighter than ever before, and we should support that instead of uploading videos filled with criticism that they don't want to see, that you don't want to see, that nobody wants to be a part of, have anything to do with. Everybody wants to watch Jonathan Clarke on YouTube, and because everybody wants to watch Jonathan Clarke on YouTube, I have to say this to each and every one of you. Thank you so much from my heart to yours. Thank you so much for subscribing, liking, and sharing my videos, which you can do right now because life is that much sweeter when all of us are. I will return just after sunset tonight with one final video before I sign out for the evening, and we will talk about Descendants of Zombies one final time all over again, which I look forward to in the foreseeable future because life is that much sweeter when all of us are. Thank you guys so very much.